of Morristown National Historical Park. Behind me here is the Ford Mansion. This played a prominent role here in the winter encampment in 1779. This is where General George Washington's headquarters was. At one time there could be as many as 100 people spending the night inside this building. This is one of the 4 units of Morristown National Historical Park. The main focus of the park here is to preserve the winter encampment of the Continental Army of 10,000 soldiers that camp out about 5 miles south of here. Here, Washington would be joined by his wife, Martha Washington, in the winter. They would stay for approximately 6 months. The street off in front of us here is where So here we are in Washington's office. This is where the major command decisions would be made. The most important people would be invited into this room here. Before Washington, of course, used it, the owner of the house, Mr. Ford, this was his office. Unfortunately, he did pass away of disease in 1777. But Washington used it during the winter, the winter encampment of 1779 and 1780. So here, Washington would write the letters to the Continental Congress. Possibly he would sit here with the ambassador from France, or even the Spanish representative. Here is also, he would start to figure out the plans on how to fight the British in New York. Worry about enlistments. January 1st, the new year, a lot of soldiers go home. Almost every year, Washington's raising a new army. Imagine fighting the biggest, strongest empire in the world, and every year you're basically trying to retrain almost half your army. Money. During the winter encampment here was George Washington and his military family come take over or use the building here. The family, the Ford family, led by the widow Theodosia, would move into this general area we're in right now. And so they would be compensated for the use of their house. This is where everybody in that house, imagine up to about 100 people being fed out of one kitchen per day. Here's all the meals for General Washington, his 5 staff officers, 18 other aides and other aides-de-camps, plus the Ford family and any visitors throughout the winter. There would be ambassadors visiting. So today we go to grocery stores. We go shopping once a week, maybe every night. However, they're not the flexibility to do that when you have so many people staying here and the closest store is maybe a few miles away. So you need to stock up. This is the pantry. Store everything you need right in here for use in the house, even especially during the winter. Horses don't like to be out in the cold. You're not going to drag a wagon full of stuff through the middle of the winter. Roads are primitive, so you need places to store. So this
Almost looks like waffle.
So this is a toaster. Slices of bread will go in here.
Set it up by the fire.
Transition into the main part of the house. This is the part that's most important to our story here at Morristown. This is where General Washington and his military family would plan the next year's operations, would continue to maintain the army, getting reports in from Jockey Hollow, which is about 5 miles away. It's also where So this is a very important room. This is where is the conference room where we meet with maybe various generals coming in to talk about troop returns or maybe even forward plans. This is on the desk here. We have a few of the weekly state of Imagine after a long day of meeting with your fellow officers, or meeting the ambassador of France, or maybe a delegate from the Continental Congress, Washington would retire to this room, sleep in a bed similar to the one off to my right here. This is where Martha would join him during the winter. So if you were sitting, of course, the only way to heat or to stay warm during the winter is through the fireplace. However, a lot of ladies are wearing makeup, so you don't want your makeup, which is made out of more natural items, to run. So you have this fire screen here to protect your face, so you would not lose face in the 18th century. So that's where maybe across the hall from Mr. and Ms. or General and Miss Washington's bedroom. We are in one of the two bedrooms for his staff officers. This is the more important, or the bigger one. This is probably where Alexander Hamilton would have slept. This is also when Chevalier de Luzerne, the French representative, when he visited, or Don Juan de Morales, the Spanish representative, would have probably stayed in this room. Washington was accompanied. Utilizing every room in the house with so many people spending the night. So behind me here would be where maybe the junior staff officers would have spent. So some of the newer members of the staff, or some of the ones that have a little lesser responsibility than the ones in the other room. Or
Okay.
so currently in 2018, we have 417 National Park Service units. Out of that, only 2 of these national parks have in the enabling legislation, which creates the park, the mandatory requirement of having a museum and a collections, a research center. Morristown National Historic Park is one of them. The other one is the Presidio in San Francisco. So right now we are standing in the museum that was officially dedicated on Washington's birthday in 1937. Morristown is the first designated National Historical Park in the National Park Service. So behind me here is an artist's mural or rendition of what Jockey Hollow, the winter encampment. The Wick House still stands today, and I will show you that in a few minutes. But there's about 1,300 acres through here that would be clear cut by soldiers to build their huts. So this is where the up to 10,000 soldiers camped out during the winter. All laid out by brigades throughout the area.
crew. Some of his lifeguards would have camped out. And so today we preserve a few acres here to just commemorate that harsh winter, the worst winter